Dear viewers, welcome to a new episode of Diet Myths. I'm Dr. Roula Barake from the SMAN Diabetes Institute, and it gives me great pleasure to be your host for today's episode. Today I will be talking about diabetes and exercise. So, people with diabetes, can they exercise or they cannot exercise? Is it a myth that they cannot exercise, as most of them think they shouldn't be exercising? Well, let me remind you a little bit about diabetes. For a person without diabetes, when he eats or drinks any kind of food, especially rich in carbohydrates, these carbohydrates break into sugar, and this sugar builds up in the bloodstream and triggers the insulin to excrete a hormone called insulin. Insulin ushers this sugar to go into the body cells, especially the muscle cells, and allows the sugar to fuel the muscles and give us the energy we need. Now, in cases of diabetes, this process is impaired in a way where the pancreas does not get either the message correctly, so it does not excrete insulin enough, or it cannot excrete enough insulin, or it does excrete enough insulin, but the muscles cannot use it effectively. So in this case, what happens is that the blood sugar goes up, so the glucose goes up in the blood sugar. It cannot go into the cell, it cannot fuel the muscles, it cannot give us energy, and therefore the blood sugar goes up, and then it circulates in the body. Complications may occur over the years: heart problems, kidney problems, eye problems, nerves problems, blood vessels problems. So that's what happens with diabetes. So can they exercise or cannot they exercise? Well, actually, exercise is a must in this case with type 2 diabetes because it's part of their treatment. Please stay tuned, and I'll let you know why it helps. Dear viewers, welcome to the second segment of our episode Diet Myths, and today we're talking about exercise and diabetes. And we've seen in our previous segment that exercise is part of diabetes, especially type 2 diabetes treatment and management of the condition.
You are not alone.
Of course they're not alone. We're right here.
No, I mean, they're not alone because they have diabetes. This affects millions of people every year.
Millions? Is there a cure?
Unfortunately, there is no cure. But there is treatment. And after we tell you what is happening in your body, we'll show you how to take care of yourself.
Look out, diabetes. Here we come.
The body is made of trillions of cells. That's a million that need energy to function.
Millions of millions? That's a lot. How about 7?
The food you eat is turned into sugar, which is called glucose, and glucose travels to all of your cells through the bloodstream. Inside your body is an organ called the pancreas. The pancreas makes something called insulin, which helps all those cells in your body use the glucose.
Your cells need the glucose to grow and get the power they need.
If you have diabetes, your body has trouble controlling the level of glucose in your blood. Either your pancreas isn't making enough insulin, or your cells aren't reacting to the insulin the way they should, so there's too much glucose running around in your blood.
And that's a bad thing?
Yes. Having too much or too little glucose in your blood can damage your heart, blood vessels, kidneys, brain, and nerves, and cause eyesight that gets worse and worse over many years.
And that's not good. How do we know if we have this?
Some symptoms are too much thirst or hunger, peeing too often, weight loss, tiredness, changes in vision, slow healing cuts, and itching of your skin that goes on and on.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's why it's very important for people with diabetes to take care of themselves. In some cases, people with diabetes need to take daily insulin shots. Sometimes you can control this disease through diet and exercise, and taking medication by mouth. Your doctor can help you with a diet and medication plan so that your blood sugar is regulated.
I know some healthy foods: fruit, vegetables, whole grains, fish, nuts, beans.
And you need to exercise too. Getting good exercise really helps your body control your glucose levels.
You can run, swim, skip, hop, bicycle, jump rope, play games.
Just keep your body moving.
Dance!
But even when you're as active as Daniel, you still need to check your blood sugar level regularly. Your doctor will show you how, and in no time, you'll be able to do it yourself.
First of all, it allows the body or the muscles to use the insulin effectively. So it synthesizes the muscles to use the insulin, which allows the blood sugar to go into the muscle and give us the energy we need. It helps people with type 2 diabetes reduce their weight, and part of the characteristics of type 2 diabetes is that people are overweight and they are inactive. So the exercise would help definitely. It can improve their blood pressure. It can improve their good protective cholesterol, which is called HDL cholesterol, and it can reduce their bad cholesterol, which is known as LDL cholesterol. So it's packed with health benefits for people with type 2 diabetes. Don't shy away from exercising or doing exercises. But what is the right prescription of exercise for people with type 2 diabetes? Well, actually they can do both aerobic exercises and anaerobic exercises, which are known as strength and resistance exercises. The prescription itself may differ depending on the vigorous exercise or moderate exercise they choose to do, or the type of resistance exercise they choose to do. Please stay tuned and I'll explain further in our next segment. Dear viewers, welcome to our last segment of today's episode of Diet Myths and Exercise and Diabetes. So if the person with diabetes chooses to do a moderate intensity exercise, like for example brisk walking or playing tennis, double player tennis, they can work out for 150 minutes per week. And this can be the total, so it can be 3 days a week, it can be 5 days a week, it can be 7 days a week. If they choose to do a vigorous intensity exercise, then it shouldn't exceed 90 minutes per week, and the vigorous exercises would involve jogging or swimming laps or single tennis playing. Okay, so these are the vigorous ones. If they will do resistance exercises, which will improve their muscle function, so they can do weightlifting, they can use their body or dumbbells, or they can use the TheraBands, which help as well. Now, what precautions they should be taking care of? First of all, check with your physician, so you would know that you are in a health condition that allows that, because they may do a stress test, they may do a series of tests before you start. Check with your healthcare team and know your numbers, so you would know if your blood sugar is less than 5.5 before you start, then maybe you need a snack of 15 or 30 grams of carbohydrate, like a fruit and a single piece of toast of bread. Check that your eyes are fine. You're not suffering from any problems that would require refraining you from heavy lifting. Check your feet, and your PE shoes or your exercise shoes, so you won't have the feet ulcers. Try to exercise with a buddy, it's better, or wear your identification bracelet or identification necklace, and that would be an additional thing. But remember, if you do take all these precautions, you should be exercising. You will better serve your diabetes, you will reduce the risk of complications, and you will have a much better life and quality of life. Please, we'd like to see you again in another episode for more tips and hints about managing your health. Thank you.